What's up, everyone? Happy 12, 13, 14, the last of these screwball calendar days that we'll get to experience, unless you're really desperate and you do like 12, 14, 16. Me, not so much. I don't like to make a big deal about calendar weird numbering and stuff like that, so 111 to 12, 12, 12 is fine enough for me, as well as 1, 2, 3 to 12, 13, 14 today. So I won't go too nuts with this kind of stuff, because I don't. I mean, I don't want to be one of those people who drives himself nuts being like, have I lived every single day to its full potential? And then either acknowledging that I haven't because I screw up just like anybody else, or being delusional enough to try and make it sound like I'm perfect or something like that. So neither of those are very good situations, so we'll skip that. Alright, so today I want to do some vlogging because it's a Saturday. I'm kicking back, relaxing, might, go do some errands later on today or something like that, but nothing too exciting. And so let's just do some updates, what I think of the whole calendar thing, although I've kind of knocked out a lot of that stuff right now, and a few words about what's going on in 2015, because 2015 is a year that I'm very much looking forward to. Not only is it the future in the Back to the Future series, but there's some things that could change next year that I'm looking at, and so there's a lot of stuff that could change for next year, and not just the fact that there is a company that's messing around with hoverboard technology. That's another discussion entirely. We're still nowhere near flying cars, though. There are flying cars out there, but they're like play toys for rich people and stuff like that. I mean, the FAA can't even get drones correct. I mean, you got Amazon threatening to offshore their flying robot delivery service technology that they're researching because the FAA's dragging their feet on setting up rules of the air, so to speak, for that type of stuff. I don't know about Amazon and the flying robots thing. I mean, you get to like some hick part of the woods, like out here, where you got a bunch of gun owners and whatnot. I can just imagine, hey, look, an Amazon drone! Okay, what's it got? Imagine somebody doing something like that around here. But I mean, you know that country song, More Trucks Than Cars? I think it was Craig Morgan or something like that. But that's what this town's like out here. But I just imagine some idiots with like, maybe not even like a regular gun, maybe like a BB gun, and they're a really good shot. Boom! Down goes, or click, I should say, because BB guns don't make big noises. But hey there, look like an Amazon drone up there. Let's see what it's got. Alright, so about the whole screwball calendar day thing and stuff like that, obviously I don't get wrapped up in that stuff. And I don't get wrapped up in trying to maximize every single day either, like I just got done saying. It's too easy for us as human beings to be our own worst critic, and I'm no exception to that. I've been my own worst critic more than enough times to wind up getting more worked up about something like calendar days. Am I making the most of my 12, 13, 14, because there's never going to be another sequential day like this in my life? If anything, this stuff really just gets you thinking, yeah, life does move on no matter what we do. My dad has his little slogan, getting old sucks, but it eventually becomes all of our slogans because we get old and stuff like that. But let's try not to get so morbid, even though this is the last of those screwball days. But, it's really a fool's errand for me to be making such a big deal out of days on the calendar. Especially when I believe I went to a church meeting on 666 and then skipped a church meeting on 777. How does that work? I don't know. I can't remember if that was the case, but I'm just, I think it went that way, but I'd have to check the calendar and try and think back. I don't think too much about those days anyway. There's so much, all the crap that's going on in the last couple of years anyways, but yeah, I don't go too nuts with these calendar things. Zippity-doo-dah, 12, 13, 14, although it is a very popular wedding date. Apparently some folks think it'll be the easiest anniversary day in the world to remember. Oh yeah, 12, 13, 14. So, heck, I mean, is anybody still even calling the 2000s the new millennium anymore? I mean, yeah, stuff gets old. Even the, calendar obsession that we tend to have sometimes. I mean, this millennium started off with me partying with my friends on New Year's Day 2000 and moving all my stuff towards the door in case the lights went out at 12, which they didn't. And It's most unfortunate that I got caught up in the Y2K hype, but I was involved in a church at the time with a bunch of paranoid tinfoil head fundamentalists in attendance who brought up the whole Y2K thing, and we gotta preach more because bad things are gonna happen on Y2K. Yeah, what a mess that was. Yeah, what a mess that was, driving myself nuts for absolutely nothing to happen on January 1st, 2000. Whoopity-doo-dah! Right. So I don't get caught up in the whole calendar thing. I'm just doing this kind of as a chuckle at the whole 12, 13, 14 thing. And I'm not going to try and go too nuts. Even though this is the last of these sequential days that I'll probably ever experience, it's not going to be anything too bizarre. I'm not going to drive myself nuts. It's a Saturday. I should be relaxing, and that's what I intend on doing. So, 12, 13, 14. Happy 12, 13, 14, everybody. Now, let's talk about what's coming up after 12, 13, 14. So, 2015 is a year that I'm very much looking forward to. I received the good news. Well, it's been a mixed bag, so to speak. Where I am at work, they're actually going to close down a satellite building because of just reshuffling everything, where the business is changing and where's everything going to go. Is it worth it to have a warehouse here if it's only got this amount of volume and this amount of people and these amount of shifts and things like that. But where I am is the growing part of the business, which is where I like to be. I like being where the action is. So our budget's actually going up notably for next year. So yay, cool. Or yay, cool. Maybe I won't get a repeat of 2012. Maybe. Yeah, well, right. Anyways. So 2015 I'm very much looking forward to because it's the future year, according to the Back to the Future series. I will be abandoning the usual Northeast baseball rivalry between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees to say, "Go Cubs!" Yeah, because as you know from Back to the Future Part 2, Cubs win World Series, defeat Miami. So hopefully it's Cubs Marlins in the NLCS, because unfortunately, short some quick moves by Major League Baseball, it won't be possible to have a Cubs Miami World Series. So that'd be hilarious. That would be absolutely hilarious if the folks from Back to the Future actually saw the Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win World Series, defeat Miami. So, go Cubs, and to a slightly lesser extent, go Marlins. Yeah, right. Like that's gonna happen, although I'm gonna be laughing it up if it does. So, yeah. So, 2015, as far as YouTube and the rest of this is also concerned, some other things I'm changing in time for the end of the year. I almost did a second State of the Channel discussion on this whole thing. So, I have reconciled the conflict between my blog and Twitter. So the format is going to be that Twitter is now going to be the new alternate way to subscribe. So if you want an alternate way to subscribe to me on YouTube because of the issues with YouTube's subscription system, of which there are many, even PewDiePie's flipped out about it a few times. But yeah, if you want, the alternate way of subscribing to me is going to be Twitter. I will post videos and some other quick responses to things here and there. Like I kind of ranted about the slow cashiers at one of the Dollar Generals around here earlier this week, and I chime in on some other quick things here and there. But for the most part, Twitter is going to be the quick response and alternate way to subscribe. The blog, however, will not only will I get back into opinion articles and commentary on other people's YouTube videos, the blog is going to contain, in the MultimediaJay category, stuff that I do after the fact, since that's pretty much what it has evolved into with the big update posts and stuff like that. If I feel like doing some kind of season set or other grouping of various videos and stuff like that, they will end up on the blog in a blog entry. But the blog can't be held hostage by the fact that, sometimes I get involved in too many sites at once. Likewise with Daily Motion. Play Some Stuff will be limited on YouTube. It'll be more of a Daily Motion thing. So for other games where, like indie games or something like that, or other stuff involving games besides what I usually play. Although I'm a little confused. Well, not confused, but I think I took some good steps with the last Warlords of Draenor video. But it looks like I'm playing a little catch-up here. I put in some of those little transitions and stuff instead of just filming and playing at the same time. I did put in that transition that I do in the tech videos, and it looks like I'm playing a little catch up here. I put in some of those little transitions and stuff instead of just filming and playing at the same time. I did put in some of those little transitions that I do in the tech videos, And what do you know, I decided to watch a few more PewDiePie videos of some other big-name gamers, and everybody's doing that. I think Let's Plays have kind of transitioned over to Twitch streams. I almost said Twitter. I'm like, what? So I think Let's Plays are more of a Twitch thing now, so just watching someone play video games is more the sort of thing you'd want to go to Twitch for, but not so much YouTube. And that's really where I want to play some stuff on here as well. Have it be commentary on both YouTube and Daily Motion. So you might see more skipping around. I mean, even PewDiePie's doing that. I mean, as I was messing around with a Flappy Bird clone that I picked up for the tablet inside this fake book, I actually picked up a Flappy Bird clone for the tablet, and I went and watched PewDiePie's Flappy Bird video because I know that it's a very popular one, and that's one of the things that actually gave Flappy Bird the publicity that Flappy Bird has had over, well, as it has become infamous and whatnot, as has all its clones. But Flappy Bird, but PewDiePie skips around in his videos nowadays. He's not just doing straight up gaming footage and stuff like that. It's almost more like a highlights reel, and I think that's his nod to the fact that, yeah, people don't want to sit there and, you know, watch you play a video game, not on this site anyways, maybe on Twitch, but not here. So that's probably what I'm going to end up going to, and that's why I have never really gotten into the whole Let's Play format. The gaming commentary videos that I do have always been about like a fixed start and end point. So I actually have a classics-retro reel thing to put together that's like 50 minutes of Burning Crusade footage. But that's going to be the last of those types of videos, one of the last of those types of videos that I ever make. Because the reason why I recorded it that way was because I wanted to show literally the experience of doing daily quests on Quell Danos before Wrath of the Lich King launched, and the stuff's been sitting on my computer for years and years. I got to finish putting that thing together. But that'll be the last hurrah for those big long videos of some sort. Now that it's not just me, you know, trying to be trendy or anything. People don't want to sit around watching people play video games for hours on end. Maybe not even a Let's Play anymore. Although the most popular Let's Plays that I've watched on YouTube were Let's Plays where the LPer cheated. So they played the game and then recorded the commentary afterwards and did some editing as well. So I'm thinking even the so-called Let's Play type stuff that's been going on really isn't, you know, it really hasn't been like a YouTube version of Twitch. So as far as other stuff is concerned for 2015, the Ashen's Parodies -- Pastiches, I'm thinking of, because some of the stuff I work with is rather cheap technology, like for example, the whole tablet thing is basically a form of cheap technology because this tablet is basically the cheapest tablet I could get. I'm seeing what I can get out of it. What I'm thinking of doing is bringing back the Ashen's Pastiches for things like electronics and food and stuff like that, and having it be more like the consumer or haul videos, like those smart shopper channels on here where I experiment with cheap stuff to see just how useful I can make it. So we'll figure that out anyways. But I have a lot of changes in mind for 2015, and I may end up moving because of the situation at work and the majority of the action being in the buildings that are furthest away from me. I am thinking I should probably move closer to work so I can be more involved in the busier of buildings. But that's a whole nother question, a whole nother issue altogether, and we'll deal with that at a later date. But for now, I'm going to keep trying to figure out this darn tablet. Well, I do have a better case on the way too, besides this fake book thing. But I don't know if I should really get away from the whole fake book thing because I can squeeze a stylus in here. So I don't know if I really want to go. And of course, one of the things I wanted to do with the tablet was mess around with some graphics programs and draw with a stylus. So, we'll have to figure that out. How is that going to work? Anyways, I'm still getting into mobile for the first time, seeing what the hubbub's been about. And, well, actually, no. Maybe what I should do is try and get the old Kindle back in use, too. This thing's all charged up now, but it's a little bit redundant compared to the Kindle app on this thing. However, this thing can go days without being charged, whereas this thing can only go hours. So, maybe there'll still be some use for the Kindle after all. I did read some articles where people talked about how e-readers were going to die by the late 2010s, but who cares? Right, so lots of things going on. Happy 12/13/14, everybody. See what you can do with this day, but don't drive yourself nuts trying to make it a day to remember forever and ever, because I certainly am not, and I don't think anybody else should either. And 2015, yeah, there could be quite a few things changing next year, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I didn't jinx anything. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by.